In lesson 310, problem number 4, we solved two equations for y. We can use those two equations and our graphing calculator to find the table and to find the graphs. Let's first of all figure out how to enter those into our calculator. I need to go under y equals to enter an equation. If you already have something stored in there, make sure you do hit clear and then type in the two equations you have. Our first equation from number 4 on page 426 was y equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. Most of these calculators have a really neat built-in fraction function. It's under alpha y equals. That gives us my fraction menu bar. So now I can enter negative 1 over 2. If you don't have this built in, feel free to use the division key here. X plus 7. That's my first equation. My second equation was negative 2x plus 16. Negative 2x plus 16. Now that I've got the two equations entered, I can create the table like we did in number 5, and I can create the graph like we did in number 6. To see my table, it's under the Graph tab. It's printed in blue, which means I need to use the second function. I hit second, graph, and that shows me my table. Now you might look at that and say, my table doesn't look like the one in number 5. The one in number 5 starts at 2 and goes up by 2's. We have control over that. Where it says table set in blue, it's under the Windows tab. If you hit second, window, that's going to let you change your table. Let's start our table at 2 and go up by 2's. Now let's go back and peek at our window, our table, and see what it looks like. Now it matches. And in fact, if you go down to x is 6, y1 is 4, and y2 is 4. That verifies our point of intersection of 6, 4. Let's look at our graph and see if we can see the point of intersection that way. If I click on graph, I might have something that doesn't look very pretty. I can go under my window and make adjustments so that it looks more like what we see in number 6 on page 427. The x-axis went from 0 to 10, so starting at 0, ending at 10, going up by 1's. My y-axis was 0 to 10, going up by 1's. Now I'm ready to graph. I can see the graph now much more closely matches the one on number 6 on page 427. And I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So over 6, up 4 gets us that point of intersection again. If you need to rewind the video to practice this, it's a good idea to practice and unleash the power of your calculator.